Spain is observing 3 days of national mourning after a devastating train crash in the southern region of Andalusia claimed the lives of dozens of people. The announcement was made by Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez following Sunday's deadly collision involving two trains traveling on the same railway line. During a visit to the crash site, the Prime Minister expressed deep sorrow for the victims and their families and promised a full and transparent investigation to determine how the disaster occurred. Authorities have confirmed that the death toll has risen to 41, with fears that the number could increase further as rescue workers continue their efforts at the scene. The crash took place when a high-speed passenger train traveling from Madrid to Malaga derailed and struck another train approaching from the opposite direction. The impact caused extensive damage to both trains, leaving multiple carriages mangled and crushed along the tracks. Emergency services were dispatched immediately after the accident, and rescue workers have been working continuously among the wreckage. Teams are carefully searching through damaged carriages and debris in the hope of locating any remaining victims. Officials have stated that the recovery operation is complex and emotionally challenging due to the severity of the damage and the number of people involved. According to authorities, the investigation into the cause of the crash is already underway. Early findings suggest that human error is unlikely to have been responsible for the derailment. Investigators are now focusing their attention on the mechanical condition of the train that left the tracks as well as the section of railway where the accident occurred. Experts have noted that the incident took place on a straight stretch of track, which has raised serious questions since such accidents are more commonly associated with sharp bends or curves. Railway engineers and safety specialists are expected to conduct detailed inspections of the rail's signaling systems and train components. However, officials have cautioned that conclusions will not be reached quickly. Determining the exact cause of such a complex accident requires extensive analysis and testing, which may take weeks or even months to complete. The declaration of national mourning has had a profound emotional impact across the country. Flags have been lowered to half-staff and public events have been postponed or cancelled as Spain reflects on the scale of the tragedy. In towns and cities across the nation, moments of silence have been observed in memory of those who lost their lives. The town closest to the crash site has been particularly affected. Residents there were among the first to respond in the immediate aftermath of the collision. Many local people rushed to the scene to assist survivors by pulling injured passengers from the wreckage, providing blankets, food, and water, and offering shelter in their homes. Some residents also helped transport the wounded to medical facilities before emergency crews arrived. Witnesses have described scenes of chaos, confusion, and distress as passengers struggled to escape damaged carriages. Survivors have spoken of the fear and shock they experienced in the moments following the crash. For many in the local community, the memory of that night will remain deeply etched for years to come. Across Spain, the reaction has been one of disbelief and grief. The country has long placed strong trust in its rail network, which is widely regarded as modern and reliable. For many Spaniards, this accident has shattered a sense of security that had existed for years. Comparisons are being drawn to a major train derailment in the northwest of the country in 2013, which resulted in 80 fatalities and remains one of the worst rail disasters in Spanish history. That earlier tragedy led to widespread reforms and safety improvements within the rail system, making the latest accident all the more shocking. Many are now questioning how such a disaster could occur despite the measures that were put in place following past incidents. Transport officials have confirmed that the majority of those killed or injured were traveling in the front carriages of the second train, which was heading south from Madrid. The force of the collision pushed several of its carriages into a nearby embankment, causing severe structural damage. Medical teams have been treating dozens of injured passengers, some of whom remain in critical condition. Hospitals in the region have been placed on high alert to manage the influx of casualties. Doctors, nurses, and support staff have been working around the clock to provide care, while counseling services have been made available for survivors and families affected by the tragedy. As the rescue and recovery operation continues, the focus remains on supporting victims' families and communities while ensuring that all possible lessons are learned from the disaster. The Prime Minister has pledged that the investigation will be conducted openly and thoroughly, and that those affected will be kept informed of its progress. Spain now enters a period of mourning marked by reflection, sorrow, and solidarity. The nation remembers those who lost their lives and honors the efforts of emergency responders, volunteers, and medical staff who acted with courage and compassion in the face of tragedy. While the road to answers may be long, the commitment to uncovering the truth behind this devastating accident remains firm.